Last week on the Lazy Scrapbooker Under Pressure School's Out, I made great progress on the baseball album. I received all of my photos for the high school album, and while doing a demonstration at my crop, I completed the power layout for the high school album, all 47 pages. Now, let's see what happened this week in episode 3. Was 10 days enough?
Hi, I'm Donna Guest, the Lazy Scrapbooker and Creative Memories Advisor. Join me here as I plan, organize, and create the remaining scrapbooks to celebrate my son's high school graduation in time for his party. And this time, I've got just 10 days to do it. So, did I finish everything I said I would in just 10 days? Let's find out.
Monday morning started out with the usual chore of getting all of my inventory from my crop back down to the basement and put away. As usual, my basement was in a state.
After getting home from my crop last night, it was, close to 11 p.m. and I had hoped to come downstairs and scrapbook, but I was exhausted. I basically took a shower, iced my knee, and just went to sleep. It was a lot of work, and now I'm doing the fun part of putting everything away because I can't leave this basement in the state it's in like this since we have the party on Saturday. So that just needs to happen right now before I can move forward with anything. But I'm going to get that baseball album done. I'm going to get to that today. I've got to. I've got to keep him occupied. Look at all the geese, Nicholas. Look at all those geese. I interrupted my progress on cleaning up all my stuff from the crop to go through photos for a slideshow at Nathaniel's party, which I think is a great idea to have on the TV. And I have sat here for 3 hours, and so far I am almost to the current day, but I have watched over the last 3 hours him grow up completely. I've watched Jeff lose hair, and I've watched my hair be every color in the book while I'm still wearing a lot of the same clothes I had when he was a kid. I need to shop more and change my hair less. With the days ticking away, I was getting rightfully worried about finishing everything. And now with the idea to have a slideshow on the TV throughout the entire party, I had a new thing to distract me. And I still had 9 pages to finish in the baseball album. And after doing the power layout for the high school album at my crop, I apparently have 47 pages to do in the high school album. And that's before I've taken even one picture of the graduation itself. So with just 4 days to go and a lot more on my plate besides just the scrapbooking, I had a big decision to make. What were my priorities here? And at the end of Monday, I still hadn't completed the baseball album pages.
Tuesday began with a shopping trip to the local party store and Michael's to pick up some frames. I worked on party plans with Jeff and got some work done as well.
So this is the very beautiful certificate Nathaniel won for Work-Based Learning Student of the Year for Project Life. So I'm going to put it in the scrapbook, but I'm actually going to frame this one in a really pretty certificate frame I bought today, and one that's usually for diplomas. But I'm going to scan this and put it in the scrapbook. And if I learned anything during the first series with Jeff's albums, it's that color copies are going to be the best. Now, for something like this, it'd probably be fine, but with photographs, newspaper articles, color copies were the way to go. But I'm going to do that now. And I've got some more of this left, which I bought for Jeff's album. A few pages left.
On Wednesday, I had a good bit of work that had to be done for my Creative Memories business so that I could take the entire weekend off. After that, it was more shopping and party planning, and trying on hats in the party store. Then I spent a good deal of time working on the slideshow that you see here. I had gotten the idea after seeing this at a friend's graduation party the week before. It just played in the background on the TV throughout the entire party, and there was music playing separately. I loved it so much I wanted to do the same for Nathaniel, and he loved the idea. So, after spending 3 hours earlier in the week gathering the best photos and some reminiscing, I used my video software that I use for these videos to create the slideshow. You know I couldn't do it the easy way, but that allowed me to add video clips as well, and my favorite part, the trivia questions, followed by the answers. Having videos and trivia gave it a little extra, and I had fun with Nathaniel coming up with over a dozen questions that were spaced throughout the 30-minute slideshow. It would, of course, play continuously through the party. For the music, I had Nathaniel work with his Aunt Katie to create a Spotify playlist of music that Nathaniel loved. There was a lot of Run DMC and B-52s. A lot. I do love his taste in music. And because I don't have any footage to go with this next story, I'm just going to keep showing the slideshow. Our day was cut short because that night we had plans. We had purchased tickets, 2 days before graduation, not sure what I was thinking, for the Office-themed trivia night at a restaurant in Atlanta, like an hour away. We had won first place last time, so we were totally ready to go and dominate again. And we had a good friend and fellow Office trivia expert meeting us there. You know who didn't show up? The guys running the trivia. So, we had a great dinner and so much fun catching up with our friend, but no trivia. And that was a total of about 5 hours I could have used to work on something off of my giant and ever-growing to-do list. And that was another day without any scrapbooking.
What?
So the big question you're wanting to know is, did I finish both the baseball album and the high school album? I did not. So, are you surprised by that, or was that the answer you were expecting? And how do I feel about it? I feel great. I feel absolutely great. Once I made that big decision on Monday, May 20th, it was like a huge 47-page weight had been lifted off of me. But believe me, before I made that decision, I went about it like I do everything else, with a very long, detailed, well thought out list.
First, I want to spend time enjoying our family that is here. We've got Jeff's sister and brother-in-law staying with us for a few days, and we are so excited. They live 8 hours away, and we rarely get to see them. So this is a big treat, and we are just so thrilled they came all this way. Plus, we have our 2 local sisters coming over to spend time, so hanging out with family is a top priority. Next, Nathaniel deserves for me to do a good job on his album. High school is a big deal and the end of the road for his education. He's done a great job and overcome so many obstacles. This kid deserves the best keepsake album I can make him. Oh, the pages will still be fast. You can count on that. I just really want to do the best job I can on organization so that everything is included. Nathaniel deserves for me to spend time planning his party. His ideal party includes his baseball teammates, family, and lots of good food. And I've got another surprise up my sleeve. So I want to make sure we spend enough time making his party something he'll always remember and love. This is a big deal for Jeff and me as well. We've spent the last 14 years in school IEP meetings, teacher meetings, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, and this kid has come so far. He's amazing, and we are so proud of him, and I deserve to enjoy the week's festivities. Jeff deserves to have some help in the kitchen. I'll be honest, he does most of the cooking and he's exceptional at it. And together we've created a whole menu for the party. But I can at least be the one placing the orders for pizza and Chick-fil-A and making sure we have all appropriately colored serving pieces. Creating the album afterwards will give Nathaniel another thing to look forward to. He loves having something to look forward to. Who doesn't? And he will love looking at the finished product, I promise. I will easily finish the baseball album, which is what's most important to Nathaniel. And it's his baseball team and coaches and some parents that will be at the party. They're going to love seeing themselves in pictures as well. Most importantly, I asked Nathaniel what he thought about not getting the high school album completed before I made that decision. And he was totally okay with that. He said only one of his teammates went to his high school anyway, and the school album is really for him and us. I just happen to be hosting 2 4-day retreats in the month of June. It's all I could think about when I was creating the power layout at my crop. I always get some time at night to scrapbook at my retreats, and planning my own pages to do is the bottom of my priorities when preparing for any retreat. And usually I'm like throwing things together at the last minute. So I was looking at this and going, wow, I would love to get my hands on this at my retreat. And I can knock this one out. And perhaps my favorite, and I really should have made this a top 10 list because I would come down to this last one and the number 1 item on the list would be, what was I thinking?
I seriously underestimated how much there would be to do and enjoy surrounding graduation. Events, parties, hosting a party, and I can't believe I thought I would go to graduation on Friday morning, print my photos that afternoon, scrapbook them, and have them ready in the album before the party on Saturday. I couldn't have been serious. I took 168 photos at graduation, just me. I would like to go on record and say if this had been someone else's kid, I could have pulled this off. I've since created a shared Google photo album that I've shared with family so they can see the photos and add any that they took as well. So we're now up to almost 300 photos. So I've got to really select the best and have those printed. So I'm not rushing that. And am I going to need a second album?
All day Thursday included house cleaning, making sure outfits were ready, finishing a big project for work, and welcoming our family coming to stay. Thursday did not include any scrapbooking. It's Friday and graduation day. This much anticipated day began with a graduation ceremony at 9 o'clock in the morning at the school stadium. It was wonderful. We followed that with a celebration lunch with family and then party preparations for the rest of the day. Nathaniel and Nicholas took a very long nap. And once everyone else had left or gone to bed, I stayed up way past midnight to take on my final pages of the baseball album.
It's been an amazing and fun day. So, with Jeff's sisters here and his brother-in-law, we're having so much fun. We're just so thrilled that they drove all this way for Nathaniel's graduation. So I'm really enjoying visiting with them and preparing for the party all day, and they've been helping us too, which is a lot of fun. We had an assembly line today to make these treats, so that was really cute. Little graduation caps we saw online. It took 5 of us about 30 minutes, but we knocked out about 100 of these things. So graduation was today and the party is tomorrow. I've basically got tonight, and it's after midnight, so the party's technically later today. So as I was washing all my makeup off tonight and realizing, oh, I've got to film stuff tonight, so that's where we are. It's okay. I told you it was going to be very real. So here is my untouched tracker. As you can see, I'm still at 17 pages completed out of the 28 pages I needed for the baseball album. But I eliminated 2 by consolidating some things. That means I only have 9 pages to do tonight. I can do 9 pages tonight. I'll just stay up late. And of course, I missed all these days. Look at that. My crop, has had that. You saw that last week, and I did my power layout for the high school album. But at this point, we're just going to get this baseball album done and be done. So I've taken to the floor, and here are my 9 pages that I need to do. So at this point, I'm going to see if I need to select the papers for my power layout because I know that will help me go faster. And I have our new Perfectly Patriotic paper pack, which is so cool. It's red, white, and blue. It looks good for baseball, I think. But you know what? It doesn't look good for this baseball because all these colors, they're orange. They're orange and navy. So I can't put red, white, and blue with that. We're going to just have to go with the team colors all the way through. And honestly, that's basically just cardstock. And I tend to use the shimmer cardstock because it just looks good. So I think that may be what I have to do here. But that's easy. Any papers with a wood pattern really look great as a background for these baseball pages. Okay, that was helpful. I chose some wood style papers, and then I used a totally tonal blue pack and chose some background papers that will go well with orange. First 2 pages done with this simple border using my shimmer cardstock and the stickers from the Grand Slam theme pack. And I love how that journaling box just worked out. Totally accidental. Some of my favorite paper that we have is when we have a totally tonal pack and it has this gradient or ombre type paper that fades from dark to light. And I love to reverse one so it's like a mirror image, so it goes from dark to light to dark. It makes a fantastic background. I'm really grateful that I just completed my spring scrapbook challenge because I have 8 super easy layouts that I am using, and I just used challenge number 7 and 8, which made it very easy. And now I just need to go back and do a little journaling here and there and some embellishments, but I'm about to get to the very last page. Oh my gosh, it's 2:23. I just casually checked my phone to see what time it was and was a little shocked, but I am finished. I finished all 9 pages, and now I'm going back for these 2 seasons that I've been doing over the last, I would say 10 days, but no, I didn't work on them every day. But I am wiping them down with the little photo cloth, and the photo polishing cloth. And now I'll put page protectors on, and then I'm going to get in the bed. It's time to go to bed, but I want to get this done. Maybe I'll wait till in the morning to put them in the album. I think I will. I may even wait on page protectors, but I'm very, very pleased that I got this done. Well, with one exception, I don't have a cover page for the second volume, the second album. And that is why we had a special picture we were going to take, which involved taking him over to his field, which is about 20 minutes from the house. And we've just been so busy. It's either been raining or we've been super busy. So there's not been a chance to do it. And in the morning, I don't know that we'll have a chance. So, hey, it's going to be okay. I've got 2 full albums and I'll finish that cover page later. When I made the decision Monday evening to not do the high school album and just concentrate on the baseball album and having fun and planning everything, I thought I was going to be really disappointed in myself, but honestly, I wasn't. It made me feel so good. Like I said, a huge weight had been lifted, and now I can do the album and we're still going to enjoy it, and everything's okay. Next week, I'll show you how the party went, and I'll show you what I did have on display, because as you saw in episode 1, I've got a lot more. So I hope you can get a lot of ideas from the albums I did have, which were a lot, and realize that, it's okay to kind of back off, and I didn't have to have everything, and it was still amazing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.